Hello. So let us continue with our series on solutions for CAT 2023 VARC questions. So next in line is slot 1, para odd one out question 1. So let's dive right in. So इसको read करते हैं. In English, there is no systematic rule for naming of numbers. After 10, we have 11 and 12, and then the teens, 13, 14, 15, and so on. So this is an independent statement and can begin this paragraph. Next is even more confusingly, some English words invert the numbers they refer to. The word 14 puts the 4 first, even though it appears last. So ये sentence बाद में आएगा because more confusingly. So something is confusing और ये उसमें confusion को add कर रहा है. तो ये एक dependent sentence है. It cannot begin. It can take children a while to learn all these words. Again, this is a dependent statement. And understand that 14 is different from 40. For multiples of 10, English speakers switch to a different pattern. 20, 30, 40, and so on. So अब ये multiples of 10 की बात कर रहा है. And here we talked about numbers after 10. Okay, so 11, 12. So obviously multiples of 10, the first multiple of 10 will be 20, right? If you ignore 10. So 20, 30. तो ये statement इसके तो बाद ही आएगा. So therefore this also is a dependent statement. If you didn't know the word for 11, you would be unable to just guess it. You might come up with something like 1T. अब ये 11 यहाँ पे इंट्रोड्यूस हुआ है और उसके बाद में यहाँ पे बात हुई है कि अगर 10 के बाद में हमें 11 बोलना है तो क्यों 11 बोल रहे हैं 10 के बाद 10 1 क्यों नहीं बोलते राइट समबडी माइट से 1 टीन तो ये इसके बाद में आएगा राइट सो दिस आल्सो इज अ डिपेंडेंट स्टेटमेंट सो इसमें से इफ यू हैव टू व्हेन वी लुक एट दिस पैराग्राफ ओनली फर्स्ट सेंटेंस is independent, that means it can start the para. So once से start कर देंगे हम. So there is no systematic rule for naming numbers. After 10 we have 11, 12, and then the teens. तो अगर आपको 11 का word नहीं पता, तो you may be unable to just guess it. You might come up with something like 1 teen. तो ये sentence लग रहा है कि इसके बाद में आएगा. तो हम यहाँ पे जा सकते हैं. Even more confusingly. So अभी हम बात कर रहे हैं. देखिए यहाँ पे 10 की बात हुई थी. फिर उसके बाद यहाँ पे 11, 12 की बात हो रही है. तो यहाँ पे भी वही continue कर रहा है वही thought. And now we are continuing the same thought here, even more confusingly. Some English words invert the numbers they refer to. Word 14 puts 4 first, even though it appears last. So 14 में 14, तो 4 पहले आ गया और ये last में आया. So now 152 definitely belong to this paragraph. So अब हमारे पास में 3 और 4 दो सेंटेंस बच गए. Third says it can take children a while to learn all these words and understand that 14 is different from 40. तो अभी 40 तक हम पहुंचे नहीं है. If you look at next sentence for multiples of 10, तो अभी यहाँ पे हम 14 वगैरह की बात कर रहे हैं. Now we are talking about multiples of 10. So ये 40 जो है ये इसके बाद में आना चाहिए. For multiples of 10, English speakers switch to a different pattern, 20, 30, 40, and so on. So this fourth sentence then logically should follow second. And this third then can become our odd one out. Because एक तो पैराग्राफ में ये सेंटेंस कुछ वैल्यू ऐड नहीं कर रहा है in the sense that we have suddenly introduced children, right, which is not a part of rest of the sentences, and taking a while to learn all these words. So again, that's a little different concept. So para odd one out में हमें ये करना है that we have to identify the statement that does not add value, or in the sense that it is not needed to make a coherent paragraph out of these rest of the sentences. तो अगर हम इसको हटा भी दें तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ रहा है. The paragraph can be very well sequenced like this 1, 5, 2, 4. So third जो था इसमें ये एक odd one out sentence. So now para odd one out questions are more difficult. If you ask me कि सारे जो क्वेश्चंस होते हैं दिए गए इसमें सबसे डिफिकल्ट कौन सा होता है तो आई वुड easily say that para odd one out is more difficult because sometimes things are very close and it is difficult to identify because it also looks to be related to the rest of the sentences. तो ये एक तरह से related है. We can say that yes, this is also talking about difficulty in remembering or difficulty in, or there is no systematic rule being there for naming of numbers in English language. तो ये उससे लिंक तो है लेकिन इस पर्टिकुलर पैराग्राफ में जो आइडिया दिया गया है कि वो इंट्रोड्यूस किया गया है कि सिस्टमैटिक रूल नहीं है और 10 के बाद में क्या होता है देन 11, 12, 13, 14 कैसे, फिर 20 तक पहुंचते हैं, 20, 30, 40 कैसे करते हैं, वो सब बातें हुई। तो ये स्टेटमेंट इसमें और बार होता है। दिस पैराग्राफ वॉज टेकन फ्रॉम bbc.com, एक साइट है, वहां पे ये पैराग्राफ था, वहां से लिया गया। So this sentence then appears towards the end. So that means it is out of context. So that's it for today in terms of solution. Thank you. And before going, I would like to remind you that we are continuing with our classes for CAT VARC coaching for CAT 2024. The batch started last week. It's just been 2 classes. So if you join, you can start with today's class, and recordings will be provided for the classes that you missed. And there are a lot of features. You can join today as a trial basis. So if you want, you can contact us at this number. You can send a WhatsApp or you can call. So that's it for today. Thank you so much.